The examination room is too bright, fluorescent, sterile, the kind of brightness that leaves nowhere to hide. Mara Stone is 23. She sits on the paper-covered table, feet dangling 6 inches from the floor. The paper crinkles. She focuses on that sound instead of the healer's face. Sylvia Reed has been the Gray March Pack's head healer for 19 years. Kind eyes, brutal honesty. Today, honesty is winning. Calcified uterus. Sylvia sets down her instruments with deliberate care. I've seen this twice before. Both patients died within 4 months. The words hit like a physical blow. Mara's hands grip the table edge. The paper tears. How long? 3 months. Perhaps 4. 3 months. 90 days. The room tilts slightly. Mara steadies herself. She's been preparing for this her whole life without knowing it. Her mother at 37, her grandmother at 33, her great-grandmother at 29. The stone sickness. Finally, she understands. Memory crashes in, unbidden, unwelcome, necessary. 13 years ago, a different room. This one smells of old paper and dried lavender. A woman lies in a bed too large for her failing body. Corinne Stone is 37, but poison has aged her into something ancient. Her skin holds the gray translucence of winter ice. The child beside her is 10, too young to understand death, old enough to remember. Corinne's hand finds her daughter's. The touch is cold. Mara doesn't pull away. She's learned not to flinch. Listen, Corinne's voice fractures. When the stone sickness comes for you, and it will find the Ashwood King. Mara nods, doesn't understand, nods anyway. Promise me. I promise. Corinne's eyes close. Her chest rises, falls, rises slower. He's the only one who knew what I discovered. 3 days later, Corinne Stone is buried. 16 people attend. Rain falls like judgment. Mara stands at the grave, doesn't cry. She's already empty. What remains is a hollow space and a promise she doesn't understand. Until now. Present. Sylvia is speaking. Mara forces herself to listen. There's a place, east, the Ashwood Citadel. The king there studies rare conditions. I can't promise anything, but if anyone could help. The Ashwood King. Her mother's dying words. Her mother's promise. Her mother's last gift. Mara slides off the table. Her legs hold. That surprises her. She expected collapse. Instead, numb resignation. The same feeling that's followed her since that funeral 13 years ago. Thank you, her voice is steady, strange considering. I'm sorry, Mara. Sorry doesn't cure stone, but Mara accepts it, a coat she'll never wear. Outside, the world continues. People walk, children laugh somewhere distant. A wolf howls at afternoon sun. Mara stands in the street, feels her mother's promise settling on her shoulders, heavy, inevitable, the only direction left. Find the Ashwood King. Alpha Thaddeus Gray's residence is 17 minutes away. Mara counts each one. She's been here twice before. Once at 12 when her mother died. Once at 16 for pack census. Both times the office felt too large. Today is the same. Thaddeus is 45, broad-shouldered, silver threads through dark hair. His face looks carved from regret that learned to stand upright. When he gestures for her to sit, his movements carry command's weight. Sylvia sent word. No pleasantries. I'm sorry. That word again, echoing. My mother came to you before she died. Not a question. His expression confirms anyway. She made me swear to something. He stands, opens a cabinet, withdraws a wooden box, 12 inches square, sealed with wax bearing Corinne's mark. She said you'd need this, said you'd know when. The box is heavier than it looks, or her hands are weaker. Mara can't tell. She wanted me to send you to the Ashwood King, if the calcification manifested. She believed he could help. Mara's thumb traces the wax seal, her mother's handprint. 13 years preserved. Waiting. Did she say why? Only that he'd understand what she'd discovered. Thaddeus sits. The chair creaks. I've arranged transport. Wagon leaves in 2 days. 7-day journey. Supplies, guards, everything needed. 2 days. Not enough time for goodbyes to a life barely lived. Too much time to think about dying. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Something unreadable in his voice. Warning, regret, both. Your mother believed impossible things. I hope she was right. Mara leaves. Box under her arm. It pulls like gravity, like her mother's hand that day. Cold, constant, inescapable. Home. Kitchen table. The box sits across from her. Old enemies meeting. She doesn't open it, not yet. Instead, her mother's journals, 3 leather-bound books, Corinne's precise handwriting. Mara has read them before. Recipes, remedies, connections to the woman who raised her. Tonight, she reads differently. Tonight, she looks for answers. The first journal mundane, garden notes, weather, nothing unusual. The second changes tone halfway through. Entries shorten, grow cryptic. Fletcher woman's daughter died last spring. Calcification, same age, third generation. Pack archives show pattern, 6 bloodlines, all 6th generation, all women. This isn't natural. Someone designed this. Mara's hands shake. She sets the journal down, breathes, picks it up. Wrote to Ashwood King today. He responded. Lost his mother similarly. We'll share research. I'm not first. 6 generations. Someone is designing this. If they discover, I know they'll accelerate. I must die quietly. For Mara. Final entry. 3 days before Corinne's death. Poison works faster than expected. Better this way. If I fight, they'll know I understand. If I die quietly, they'll think they won. They'll leave Mara alone until 23. That gives her time. Time to reach Ashwood. Time to learn what I couldn't teach. Time to break what I couldn't break. Forgive me, my girl. Choose better than I could. Mara reads it 3 times. Each reading cuts deeper. Her mother didn't die of illness. Her mother chose poison over fighting. Chose silence over exposure. Chose Mara's future over her own present. The box sits waiting, still sealed. Tomorrow for more truth. Tonight she sits with what she knows. Her mother was murdered, and let it happen. To save her daughter. That sacrifice weighs more than calcification ever could. 7-day journey east, measured in discomfort and discovery. Practical wagon, canvas cover, hay bales. 2 guards who speak in monosyllables and avoid her eyes. They know she's dying. Dying people make the living uncomfortable. Mara doesn't mind silence. She has journals. And the box. 3rd day, she breaks the seal. Inside, 3 items, each a knife to understanding. First, her mother's final journal. Leather. Red. Entries never seen. Second, hand-drawn genetic map. Bloodlines spreading like tree roots. Thorn line and Ashwood line separated 150 years ago. Margin note. Not coincidence. Deliberate separation. Third, a letter. Folded. Her name in her mother's hand. Mara's fingers tremble, unfolding it. My dearest Mara, if you're reading this, I'm dead. I'm sorry. I wish I could have told you while I lived. But they were watching. Always watching. The sickness isn't natural. It's a curse. Placed not on you, but your grandmother. Designed to manifest in you specifically. 6th generation. I don't know why 6th. But it's intentional. 3 years researching, writing scholars, examining records. I found the pattern. 6 bloodlines. All 6th generation. All women. All dying between 23 and 25. I found the connection to Ashwood. Our families were joined once, 150 years ago, separated violently, deliberately, by someone wanting to ensure we never reconnected. The Ashwood King knows. I've corresponded with him 3 years. He lost his mother similarly. He's been studying, trying to understand. You've reached 23. Calcification began. You're dying. I'm so sorry. But there's hope. The Ashwood King believes there's a way to break architectural curses. Curses woven into DNA itself. It's dangerous. Might not work. But it's the only chance. Trust him. Trust yourself. Remember, they'll send someone you trust. Someone close. Someone who doesn't know they're being used. Trust no one completely. Not even me. I might have been compromised unknowing. When you meet the Ashwood King, he'll explain everything I couldn't. He'll offer you a choice I never had. Take it. Whatever it is. Choose life. Choose freedom. Choose the future I couldn't give you. I love you. Always loved you. Every moment precious. I'm sorry I had to leave. Sorry I had to die quietly. But it was the only way to keep you alive long enough to save you. You're stronger than me. Smarter. Braver. You're going to break what I couldn't. I believe that. With everything I am. Your mother, Corinne. Mara reads it until words blur. Until wagon movement rocks her into not quite sleep. Until guards call that Ashwood territory is visible. She folds the letter, carefully, returns it to the box with journal and genetic map. Her mother was murdered. To protect her. To buy time. To give a chance at something Corinne never had. That knowledge sits in Mara's chest like a second heart. Heavy, constant. Beating survive, survive, survive. The Ashwood Citadel rises from valley floor like something carved from single piece of night. Black stone, 40 feet high. Guard towers at intervals, should feel threatening. Instead feels inevitable, like coming home to a place never been. Gates open without ceremony. Guards escort her through corridors lit by torches burning smokeless. Stone walls carved with symbols she doesn't recognize. Geometric patterns hurting to look at directly. They lead her to a room that isn't a throne room, a laboratory. Floor-to-ceiling shelves hold glass cases, preserved specimens, ancient texts, artifacts glowing faintly in torchlight. In the center, at a workbench covered in parchment and strange instruments, a man. He's bent over a text so old pages might crumble at breath. Dark hair cropped short at sides, disheveled like hands run through it for hours. No crown, no robes. Simple shirt sleeves rolled to elbows. Ink stains on fingers. When he turns, Mara's breath catches. Gray eyes, not amber like most alphas. Gray like winter storms. Deep, shifting, catching torchlight, turning silver. Kieran Ashwood looks 32, looks tired, looks like a man waiting for something specific for a very long time. Mara Stone, voice low, controlled. Underneath, something sounds like relief. I've been tracking your bloodline for a decade. Your arrival is 3 years late. Guards leave. Door clicks shut. Mara stands center laboratory box under her arm, facing the man who might save her life. My mother died 3 years ago. I know, I'm sorry. He sets down the text, approaches, not too close, respectful of space. She was brilliant, her research years ahead of mine. When letters stopped, I knew what happened. She was poisoned. Yes. No hesitation, no platitudes. Confirmation. Not by accident, not randomly. Someone chose her specifically, because she was getting too close to understanding. Mara sets the box on workbench. Wood makes hollow sound against stone. She said you'd explain what she couldn't. I'll try. Kieran moves to a glass case, opens carefully, withdraws preserved organ, translucent, suspended in fluid, covered in dark geometric lines. Mara's stomach turns. She recognizes what she's seeing. This belonged to my mother. Kieran's voice is clinical, detached, but his hands are gentle, holding the case. She died when I was 3 days old, giving birth to triplets. Only I survived. He carries it to workbench, sets it beside Mara's box, 2 objects regarding each other like mirrors. For years I thought it natural. Tragic but natural. Childbirth complications happen. He traces the pattern through glass. But when old enough to study her case, I found this. Geometric, precise, deliberate. Mara leans closer. Lines form shapes she's seen before in her mother's journal, in genetic map margins. It's a curse. Yes, but not simple. Not placed directly on victim. This was placed on my grandmother, designed to manifest in my mother. 3rd generation. Kieran looks up. Gray eyes meet hers. You're 6th generation. Your curse was placed on your great-great-great-grandmother, 150 years ago, by someone who knew exactly when it would manifest, exactly who it would kill, exactly how it would look like natural illness. The room tilts. Mara grips workbench edge steady. Why, that's what your mother and I tried understanding. He walks to different section, returns with leather portfolio, opens revealing correspondence pages. Her mother's handwriting, his responses. 3 years of letters. Your mother discovered something I hadn't. She found the connection between our families. He pulls out parchment, the genetic map. But this one is complete, more detailed than Mara's box version. 150 years ago, Thorne bloodline and Ashwood bloodline were joined. Marriage, true bonding, not political. They loved each other. His finger traces 2 names, Miranda Thorne and Alexander Ashwood. Together 6 months. Then Alexander died. Poison. Miranda disappeared. Everyone assumed she died of grief. But she didn't. No, she survived, had a daughter, started a new line far from Ashwood territory, your line. Kieran's expression darkens. Official investigation found nothing. But my father believed, and I've confirmed, Alexander was murdered specifically because of his bond with Miranda. Why bien? Because Miranda was a curse breaker. The words hang like something physical. Mara feels them press against skin. A curse breaker, someone born with ability to absorb and neutralize blood magic. Rare. 1 in 10,000 births. Maybe. But when it appears, it's absolute. A curse breaker can unravel any curse they understand, break any binding, free anyone magically controlled. He looks directly at her. You're a curse breaker, Mara. Or you would be if suppression curse hadn't locked your ability away before you were born. Laboratory spins. Mara sits hard on nearby stool. Her mother's letter echoes. Choose life. Choose freedom. My mother knew this. Yes, she figured it out 2 years before death. She knew you'd manifest ability at 23, knew the curse would activate to prevent it, knew if you could brace suppression, you'd become one of the most dangerous people in shifter world. Dangerous. Foreign word. Mara has never been dangerous. She's been dying since before birth. Who did this? Kieran returns a portfolio. Voice harder now, colder. Your mother called them the architect. Not a person, an organization, or collective. She believed 3 separate groups involved. The circle, the council, and something else. Something older. Something manipulating all of them for 300 years. He pulls out another document, covered in his handwriting. Notes, theories, questions without answers. The circle believes they're maintaining order, preventing chaos. They think curse breakers destabilize power structures. The council believes they're preventing bloodline corruption, keeping genetics pure. They think mixing old bloodlines creates instability. And the architect, playing a different game, using both groups, keeping them focused on each other while pursuing something else. Your mother believed they weren't trying to eliminate curse breakers. They were trying to create the perfect one. Mara's hand moves to her abdomen, to calcification hardening beneath skin. Me, you, 6th generation, after 150 years of testing, refining, eliminating failures, you're the intended outcome. Horror settles like ash. She's not a person. She's a product. Result. Experiment taking 6 generations to complete. But my mother sabotaged it. Kieran's expression softens fractionally. Yes, by teaching you to choose. By giving you information. By dying quietly to buy you time reaching me. She made you something they can't control. A variable they didn't account for. He moves to stand before her. Not touching. Present. That's why you're here. Not just to save your life, but to end 150 years of manipulation. To become what they tried preventing. To break not just your curse, but the entire system. Mara looks up at this man studying her bloodline 10 years. This man who lost his mother to something similar. This man offering a choice her mother never had. How? The question hangs between them. Simple. Impossible. Everything. Kieran's gray eyes hold hers. There's a way, but dangerous. Might not work. And if it does, you'll never be safe. Because what you'll become, every group, depending on curse structures staying intact, will want you dead. Tell me. He walks to another glass case. Not preserved organ, but books. Ancient text. Withdraws one carefully. Opens to page marked with red ribbon. Standard curse breaking won't work on architectural curses. Curses woven into DNA. Too deeply rooted. Moment you try breaking them conventionally, they reassert. Stronger. He shows her a diagram. Circles within circles. Patterns making eyes ache. But your mother found a reference. In pre-shifter texts. Before we became what we are. When magic and biology still learned coexisting. Turns page. Shows different diagram. 2 circles. Overlapping. If conception occurs during curse-breaking process, foreign genetic material, introduction disrupts curse's ability to reassert. New DNA provides anchor point. Something for your body to rebuild around that isn't cursed. Meaning settles slowly. Like snow. Inevitable. You're saying I need to get pregnant. Yes. While you're actively breaking a curse trying to kill me. Yes. And if it doesn't work, his pause answers, but he speaks anyway. Then you die. Possibly the child. Possibly me, depending on how catastrophic the backlash. Mara stands, walks to window. Outside valley stretches toward nameless mountains. Sun setting, painting everything in shades of ending. Her mother died giving her this choice. Died quietly, deliberately, bought 3 years with poison and silence. Behind her, Kieran speaks, softer. I need you to understand. I'm not asking lightly. Won't pressure, won't manipulate. My father tried saving my mother in secret, without her full knowledge, without consent. It killed her and my siblings and destroyed him. She hears him move closer, not touching, near. I'm offering complete transparency. Every risk, every possibility, every outcome, good and catastrophic. And then I'm offering choice. Real choice. The kind your mother never had. Mara turns, looks at this man keeping corpses in glass, not from morbidity, but determination. This man spending 10 years trying, understanding what killed his mother. This man offering honesty when lies would be easier. Why you specifically? Why does it have to be your DNA? Because our bloodlines predate the curse. Ashwood line goes back further than almost any other. Our genetic code carries markers existing before modern blood magic, before curse structures developed. Theoretically, that makes it immune to architectural curses. Theoretically. Never tested. Your mother and I theorized. Planned. But she died before attempting anything. Your first living curse breaker I've accessed. Theory becoming practice. And if it fails, he doesn't finish, doesn't need to. Mara walks back to workbench, to her mother's box, withdraws the letter, reads one line again. Choose life. Choose freedom. Choose the future I couldn't give you. If I say yes, I need something from you. Name it. Honesty, complete honesty. No matter how bad the news, no matter what you discover, I've spent my entire life being lied to about my own body. I won't accept that anymore. Agreed. And if this works, if I survive and gain this curse breaker ability, I want access to all your research. Everything you know about the architect, about the families, about who did this and why. Kieran extends his hand. Then we have agreement, full transparency, full access. And if we both survive, we find whoever designed this and make them answer for 150 years of murder. Mara looks at his hand, calloused, ink-stained, hand of someone who works, who cuts and studies and examines, hand of someone waiting a decade for this moment. She takes it. Contact sends a jolt through her. Not attraction exactly. Recognition. Like some dormant part suddenly acknowledges his presence. Kieran feels it too. She sees it in fractional eye widening, in breath catching. When do we start? Tonight, if you're ready. Compounds take 7 days to fully destabilize curse, each one harder than last. By day 7, you'll wish you'd never agreed. But if you can survive those 7 days, then there's a chance. Then there's a chance. Mara releases his hand. The absence feels like cold water. I'm ready. Kieran nods once, sharp, decisive. Then let me show you what we're attempting. Everything your mother discovered. Everything she died protecting. Everything you're choosing to become. He leads her deeper into laboratory, to sections she hadn't noticed. Glass cases containing not organs, but objects, letters, documents, research spanning decades. An on-wall a map, bloodlines spreading like tree roots, 6 generations of women, all connected, all cursed, all dead by 25, except one. At the bottom, in fresh ink, Mara Stone, age 23, status active. She stares at her own name, at empty space beside it where death date will eventually be written. Or won't. Tonight she chooses which future manifests. Behind her, Kieran begins explaining. Voice steady, clinical. Underneath, she hears what he's not saying. Hope, fear, determination. Sunsets completely. Laboratory fills with torchlight and shadow. And Mara Stone, dying curse breaker, daughter of murder subject of 150-year experiment, listens. She listens to how her grandmother was chosen. How curse was placed. How it's been passed through genetics, disguised as tragedy. How her mother spent 3 years trying understanding what Kieran studied 10. How together they'd mapped every death, every pattern, every deliberate bloodline separation leading to this moment. She listens until her mind can't hold more, until weight of 150 years intentional suffering sits on her shoulders like inherited grief. Then Kieran shows one more thing. A letter. Not from her mother, from his father. Written 3 days before he died. To whoever finds this, I failed. Tried saving her in secret. Thought if she didn't know, she couldn't be afraid. I was wrong. Fear would have helped. Knowledge would have saved her. Instead, my silence killed her and our daughters. Our son survived. My only hope is he learns from my failure. That when his moment comes, he chooses differently. Offers choice instead of protection. Truth instead of comfort. If you're reading this, son, and facing what I faced, trust her. Tell her everything. Let her decide. Don't be me. Don't let love become control. Love is trusting someone enough to let them choose their own path, even if that path terrifies you. Especially then. I'm sorry I failed. Sorry you grew up without your mother. Sorry I chose wrong. Choose better. Your father. Mara reads twice. Kieran stands beside her. silent. He died of grief. 3 months after, couldn't live with what his choices cost. She looks at him, this man carrying his father's failure like second spine. This man offering her everything his father denied his mother. Thank you for telling me, for showing me, for choosing differently. Something shifts in his expression. Not quite smile. Close. Thank you for being someone worth choosing differently for. Moment stretches. Laboratory feels less like tomb, more like beginning. So, 7 days. 7 days of compounds, each destabilizing a curse layer, each more painful than last. Then if your body accepts destabilization, conception. Yes, Mara breathes, releases, breathes again. Then we better start. I've already lost 3 months to ignorance. I won't waste another day. Kieran moves to cabinet, withdraws 7 vials, each filled with liquid, shifting color and torchlight, gold to silver to something hurting to look at directly. These will hurt more than anything you've experienced. Curse won't break quietly. It will fight. And when it fights, you'll feel it in every nerve, every cell, every moment of existence. Good. Mara's voice is steel wrapped in flesh. I've been dying quietly my whole life. Time to die loudly. Then live. Kieran's smile this time is real. Small. Real. Your mother would be proud. My mother is dead because she chose silence. I choose noise. She sits on examination table he's prepared, rolls up sleeve, offers arm. First compound now, then 6 more over 6 days. Then we see if theory becomes salvation. Needle slides into vein like promise, like prayer, like beginning of something that will either kill her or remake her entirely. Liquid enters bloodstream. Mara gasps. Pain explodes behind eyes, under skin, in bone marrow. Curse feels her freedom attempt responds with violence. She grips table edge, knuckles white, jaw locked against screaming. Kieran's hand on her shoulder, steady, grounding. Breathe, count with me. 10, 9, 8. She counts, through fire, through agony, through feeling her body's being torn apart from inside. 3, 2, 1. Pain crests, holds. Slowly, mercifully begins receding. Mara's breathing steadies. Vision clears. She looks down at her arm, at injection site. Around it, skin shows faint dark lines, like veins, but geometric, precise. Curse made visible. It's working. Kieran's voice holds wonder. Compound is making curse structure visible. Your body is fighting it. Good. Mara's voice is hoarse, wrecked, determined. Let it fight. I fight harder. She slides off table, legs unsteady. Kieran catches her elbow. Touch sends that jolt again. Stronger now. Like something recognizing something else. Like 2 puzzle pieces designed fitting. Their eyes meet, gray and brown, winter and earth, king and experiment, man and woman. 2 people standing at impossible's edge, choosing to jump anyway. 6 more days. Mara's voice steady now. Then we find out if my mother's sacrifice mattered. It already matters. Kieran releases her arm, steps back, professional distance reasserting. She gave you information needed making this choice. That matters, regardless of outcome. Mara touches her abdomen, feels calcification hardening beneath skin, feels curse fighting, feels 6 generations of women standing behind her watching, waiting to see if she can break what they couldn't. Tomorrow, same time. Tomorrow, second compound is harder, pain lasts longer. By day 4, you'll beg me to stop. Then don't listen. No matter what I say, we finish all 7, or don't start at all. Kieran's expression holds something unnameable. Respect, maybe. Recognition. Understood. Guard appears escorting to guest quarters. Mara follows. At door, she looks back. Kieran stands at workbench, already making notes, documenting, studying, preparing for tomorrow's assault on curse trying killing her since before birth. She carries her mother's box under arm, carries weight of 7 days agony ahead, carries possibility of life on suffering's other side. Door closes, corridor stretches, citadel settles into night sounds. And Mara Stone, dying curse breaker, walks toward her room with spine straight and resolve absolute. 6 more days, then everything changes, or everything ends. Either way, she's choosing the fight. Her mother would approve. 7 days of compounds, 7 days of fire in veins, 7 days of Kieran's steady voice counting seconds while Mara learned endurance's true meaning. By day 4, she begged him to stop. By day 6, she couldn't remember why she'd started. By day 7, curse showed itself completely. Black geometric veins spreading across her abdomen like map of own destruction. Then it was over. Compounds finished their work. Curse destabilized. Waiting. That night, Kieran came to her room. Not laboratory, somewhere private, somewhere acknowledging what they were about to attempt. They didn't speak much. Words felt insufficient. Instead, they existed together in space between medical necessity and human connection, between saving a life and creating one. When finished, Kieran held her. Not as physician, not as king, just as man understanding what they'd just done mattered beyond biology. Now we wait, he whispered against her hair. How long? 6 weeks. To know if conception occurred. To see if your body rebuilds or collapses. 6 weeks. 42 days. 1,000 hours of uncertainty. Mara pressed hand to abdomen. Calcification felt different. Softer. Like stone beginning remembering it was once flesh. Sleep, Kieran said. Your body needs rest for what comes next. She wanted arguing, to say she was fine, to pretend 7 days of compounds hadn't hollowed her, but exhaustion won. She slept with Kieran's arm around her waist and his breath warm against shoulder. For first time in her life, dying felt optional. 8 weeks arrived with nausea. Mara wakes at dawn, barely makes it to wash basin before stomach empties. She's retching, shaking when Kieran appears in the doorway. How long? Just started. She wipes mouth, tries standing, legs wobble. He catches her, guides back to bed, hands move to abdomen. Professional, diagnostic. But expression changes. Wonder bleeding through clinical detachment. 3 heartbeats. Words don't register immediately. Then they do, like lightning, revelation. 3 triplets, like text predicted, like my mother. Gray eyes meet hers. In them she sees fear and joy wrestling. It worked. Conception. Your body accepted foreign DNA. Curse is rebuilding around them instead of completing its work. Mara's hands join his on abdomen. Can't feel heartbeats. Not yet. But believes. 3 lives. 3 impossible, miraculous, terrifying lives. But there's something else. Kieran's expression shifts. Joy retreating. Fear advancing. Growth rate is wrong. You should be barely showing pregnancy symptoms at 8 weeks. But hormonal changes suggest. He pauses. Calculates. 16 weeks. Maybe more. Implication settles slowly. They're growing too fast. Yes. How fast? If this continues, you'll carry them 4 months, not 9. 4 months. 16 weeks total. She's already at week 8. Mara does math. Blood moon is 6 months away. Yes. If they're born in 8 weeks, Curse's final binding won't break. They'll be born vulnerable, susceptible to rebinding. Kieran stands, walks to window, shoulders rigid. Yes. Word hangs between them, heavy, immutable. Problem with no obvious solution. So we slow pregnancy. Can't. Accelerated growth is tied to your curse breaker ability. It's supercharging their development. If we suppress it, might trigger miscarriage. Or worse. Then we speed up blood moon. He turns, looks at her. That's not possible. Everything we've already done was impossible. Knock interrupts. Kieran opens door. Woman enters. Ancient, moving slowly but with absolute certainty. Eyes hold centuries' weight. Morgan Vale. Kieran steps aside. I sent word when I confirmed pregnancy. Morgan crosses to Mara, studies her with eyes having seen empires rise and fall. Show me. Mara lifts shirt, curse veins fading, replaced by something else. Faint silver shimmer beneath skin, like starlight trapped in flesh. Curse breaker ability is manifesting. Morgan's voice paper dry, ancient. Earlier than expected. Pregnancy accelerated it. You're not just pregnant, child. You're becoming what you were always meant to be. She sits on bed edge, slowly, carefully. I knew your great-grandmother, knew your great-great-grandmother, 6 generations of Thorn women, all dead before 25. You're first who might survive. Might isn't certainty. Nothing's certain except death, and even that you're arguing for him. Morgan's smile thin, sharp. I've studied curse structures 200 years, seen 3 other women attempt this. All died, but none had triplets. None had accelerated manifestation. You're different. Different how? Your intended outcome, architect's perfect result, except your mother sabotaged their design by teaching you to choose. Now you're something they can't control. Curse breaker deciding own path. That terrifies them. Morgan stands, walks to Kieran. Accelerated pregnancy is problem, but also opportunity. Children are growing fast because they're pulling energy from curse structure. They're already breaking it from inside. If we can harness that energy, we create artificial blood moon. Kieran's voice holds dawning understanding. Use their life force generating conditions needed for final breaking. Exactly. That's never been done. Neither has conception during active curse breaking. You're already in unprecedented territory. Might as well go deeper. Mara looks between them. Explain without academic language. What are you proposing? Morgan sits again, meets her eyes. Blood moon isn't just celestial. It's energetic. Creates conditions where curse structures become malleable, breakable. We can replicate those conditions artificially if we have enough power. What kind of power? 50 bonded pairs, all channeling energy simultaneously, anchored by someone from old bloodline. She nods toward Kieran. Conducted through curse breaker. She nods toward Mara. You become focal point. Energy flows through you, through children. Creates localized blood moon effects strong enough, completing the breaking. And if it fails, Morgan's pause answers. But she speaks. Then everyone in ritual dies. You, children, Kieran, all 50 bonded pairs. Magical backlash would devastate everything within half-mile. Mara absorbs this. When would we need doing it? Children growing at twice normal speed. You're 8 weeks, they're measuring 16. In 8 more weeks, you'll be at 32 weeks of parent development. That's viable. That's when they'll want being born. And that's, Morgan calculates, 8 weeks from today. We have 8 weeks preparing, gathering bonded pairs, creating ritual space, fortifying against architect's response. They'll try stopping us. They're already trying. Kieran's voice grim. He crosses to desk, withdraws letter, unfolds, reads. Congratulations. Experiment exceeded projections. Termination authorized. You have 10 days. Paper is cream. Handwriting elegant. Threat absolute. When did this arrive? This morning, while you were sleeping. Mara stands. Nausea has passed. What remains is clarity. Cold, sharp, focused. Then we have 8 weeks preparing for ritual, and 10 days before they attack. Yes. She looks at Morgan, at Kieran, at these two people offering her chance her mother never had. Then we'd better start. Preparation is measured in small increments in growing urgency. Kieran sends word to allies, to packs who've lost members to curse structures, to bonded pairs willing risking everything for chance striking back. Morgan begins carving ritual chamber, 3 levels below Citadel, in bedrock older than written history, symbols predating shifter consciousness. And Mara grows. Week 10 arrives. She looks 20 weeks pregnant. Triplets are active now. She can feel them moving. 3 distinct patterns. 3 separate lives asserting themselves. Week 12. She looks 30 weeks pregnant. Body struggles accommodating accelerated growth. Skin stretches. Joints ache. Everything hurts in new and specific ways. But something else happens. Something unexpected. Another curse breaker arrives. Name is Rowan Blackwell, 29. Dying faster than Mara ever did. 3rd generation cursed. Kieran's been treating him 6 months with no success. He collapses in Citadel courtyard Tuesday afternoon. Guards carry him to medical wing. Kieran examines, finds nothing changed. Curse still active, still killing. Then Rowan opens eyes, looks directly at Mara visiting Kieran in medical wing. You're doing it. Voice rough, unused. I can feel it. My curse, it's unraveling. Kieran checks again, more carefully. Expression shifts. He's right, curse structure destabilizing. But we haven't treated him weeks. There's no reason. He stops, turns to Mara. It's you, your curse breaker ability. Not just manifesting, radiating, affecting curse structures in proximity. I'm doing this to him. You're saving him. Over next week, Rowan's improvement is documented, measured, undeniable. Curse killing him, 29 years, simply dissolves. Like salt in water, like smoke in wind. By week 14, he's strong enough, walking, training, volunteering for ritual. I owe you my life, he tells Mara. They're in courtyard. Evening. Stars beginning eternal work. Whatever you need, I'm here. You don't owe me anything. I owe you everything. 29 years dying, now I'm not. Because you exist. Because you're becoming what they tried preventing. Let me help you finish it. Mara studies him, sees determination, gratitude, need to matter in fight that saved him. Okay, help. But Rowan's healing brings complications. Reports arrive from other territories. Curse breakers feeling bindings weaken. Suppression curses failing. Across Shifter World, Mara's growing power creates ripples. An architect notices. Week 16. Mara looks full term. Moves slowly. Breathes carefully. Exists in state of constant awareness. Her body houses 3 lives that shouldn't exist. Letter arrives. Different handwriting than first. More aggressive. Beacon effect not anticipated. Containment protocols insufficient. Accelerate termination. All assets activated. Kieran reads aloud in War Room. Present Mara Morgan Thaddeus Gray arrived 3 days ago with 30 warriors. Devon crossed Kieran's beta. Devon is 58, silver-haired, face carved from something harder than stone. He's served Ashwood Crown 30 years. Kieran trusts him absolutely, which is why what happens next breaks something fundamental. Week 17. Discovery comes from Morgan's surveillance network. Not dramatic, not explosive, just careful observation noticing patterns. We have infiltration, Morgan announces in War Room, spreads documents across table. Multiple agents, some conscious, some compelled, some both. Kieran's jaw tightens. How many? At least 3 I've confirmed, possibly more. Mara feels her curse breaker ability stirring. Can sense magical bindings on people now. It's becoming automatic. Overwhelming sometimes. I can find them, she says. If I'm near them, I can sense compulsions. Magical controls. Morgan nods. Then we start close. Work outward. They begin systematic examination. Every person with access to Mara, to ritual chamber, to strategic planning. Takes 2 days, 2 long, exhausting days of Mara touching hands, sensing magical structures, finding nothing. Until Isolde Cross, Kieran's healer, Devon's younger sister, 52, working in Citadel 20 years. Mara senses it immediately. Compulsion, old, sophisticated, designed hiding itself even from person controlled. She has a binding, Mara says quietly. They're in Isolde's quarters. Woman looks confused, terrified. I don't understand, Isolde whispers. I would never betray Kieran. He's family. You're not betraying consciously, Mara explains. Reaches out carefully. Someone placed this years ago. You don't even know it's there. Door opens. Devon enters, stops, looks at his sister, at Mara's glowing hands near Isolde's temples, at evidence spread across room correspondence they'd found, reports, observations, all in Isolde's handwriting. Don't break it yet, his voice steady, resigned. I need explaining something first. War Room, everyone present. Devon stands at table head, no longer loyal beta. Something else, something more complicated. 30 years ago, I was approached by organization claiming they protected shifter stability. They showed me evidence. Every time Ashwood and Thorn bloodlines mixed, catastrophe followed. War, plague, destabilization. They had records. Proof. He looks at Kieran. Your father was obsessed with curse breaking, obsessed with saving your mother. They convinced me his obsession was dangerous. That if I monitored him, reported his research, prevented him going too far, I'd save lives. Save him. You spied on my father. Yes, 5 years before he died, reported everything, his theories, experiments, growing desperation. And when your mother died anyway, when your father followed her 3 months later, they told me, see, his obsession killed them. You tried preventing, but he wouldn't listen. Devon's hands clench. So when you inherited Crown, when you started researching same things, I thought, not again. Won't lose another Ashwood to this obsession. Kept reporting, kept monitoring, kept believing I was protecting you from yourself. For 30 years. For 30 years, until 10 years ago. I found something, evidence they'd shown me. Catastrophes supposedly caused by bloodline mixing. I traced sources, found original documents, and realized fabricated. Every catastrophe was engineered, deliberately created, justifying separating bloodlines. Kieran's expression is stone, and you kept reporting anyway. Because by then I understood something. Whoever I reported to wasn't Circle. Circle is visible, sloppy, makes mistakes. This was different, precise, patient, centuries old. So I kept reporting, but started feeding false information, leading them circles. mapping their over network. He pulls out documents, years of careful notation, names, connections, dead drops, communication methods, web-spanning territories and generations. When Mara arrived, I knew this was endgame, final test. So I played along, made them think I was helping, while actually spreads documents across table. I spent 10 years mapping their entire structure. 3 separate organizations. Circle thinks they're preventing case. Council thinks they're maintaining bloodline purity. And Architect manipulates both while pursuing own goal. Creating me, Mara's voice cuts through. I'm the goal. Yes, 6 generations of refinement, testing, eliminating failures. Your intended outcome. Except your mother figured it out, taught you to choose. Now you're something they can't control. Thaddeus leans forward. Messages about termination. Those came through your network. Yes, I've been intercepting, delaying, buying time. Message about 10 days that was sent 3 weeks ago. I held it back. But I can't hold them forever. Attack is coming. Kieran's jaw rigid. You've been lying 30 years. Yes. You put Isolde under compulsion without her knowledge. No, that wasn't me. That was them. Using my bond with her, I only discovered it 5 years ago. Been protecting her from realizing. If she'd known, if she'd fought, it would have killed her. Compulsion is tied to her life force. Mara stands, crosses to Isolde still, frozen in confusion. I can break it, but it will hurt. Do it anyway, Devon's voice absolute. She deserves knowing, remembering, choosing freely. Mara places hands on Isolde's temples. Curse breaker ability surges. Compulsion resists. Fights. Been there 15 years. Grown roots. Integrated. She rips it out anyway. Isolde screams, collapses. Devon catches her, holds her while memories flood back. 15 years of reports she doesn't remember writing. 15 years of betrayal she didn't choose. When it's over, she looks at her brother. You knew 5 years and didn't tell me. If I'd told you, would have activated kill switch, couldn't risk you. You should have let me choose. I know, I'm sorry. Isolde stands, unsteady, furious, grieving. Get away, all of you. I need remembering who I am without them in my head. She leaves, door closes. Silence settles like ash. Kieran looks at Devon. 30 years trust. 30 years lies. Both things true simultaneously. I can't forgive this. I know. But I can use it, these documents, this network. We have weeks until ritual. Use what you've gathered, find their agents, map attack plans. And Devon, yes, after this is over, if we survive, you're done, stripped of rank. You'll live but not here, not in my service. Devon nods. Understood. He gathers documents, leaves beginning work of dismantling network he spent 10 years mapping. Mara watches him go, sees weight on shoulders, guilt. Love twisted into control, twisted into betrayal, twisted into redemption. He thought he was protecting you, she says quietly. I know. Kieran's voice tired, so tired. That's what makes it worse. He loved me enough, lying 30 years. And I trusted him enough, never questioning. Week 18, ritual chamber nearly complete. Morgan carves final symbols while volunteers arrive. Bonded pairs from 7 territories. 50 couples. 100 people willing, risking everything. Reports continue. More curse breakers awakening. More curse structures failing. Beacon effect spreads. Mara's growing power creates liberation waves she never intended. An architect responds. Devon's network intercepts another message. Encrypted. But he's learned their codes. Asset Sylvia Reed activated. Dormant compulsion triggered. The termination protocol primary target and offspring. Execute ritual day. 0 hour. Sylvia, healer who diagnosed Mara, who poisoned Corinne, who's been Circle 40 years. Morgan's team finds her preparing leaving Citadel. They bring her to holding cells, deep underground. Stone walls older than memory. Interrogation handled by Mara. Her curse breaker ability shows Sylvia's bindings clearly. 3 layers. Top 2 are circle oaths. Standard. Expected. Third is different. Dormant. Waiting. Designed activating on specific trigger. Ritual day. When I'm most vulnerable, this compulsion will take over. You'll attack without knowing why. Sylvia's face goes pale. I would never hurt pregnant woman. Never. I've dedicated my life healing. I know. That's why compulsion is dormant, so you won't fight it. Won't even know it's there until too late. Mara reaches for compulsion, feels its structure, connected to something else, something deeper. If she breaks it wrong, will kill Sylvia, kill anyone nearby, maybe kill her. She pulls back. I can't break this one. Too integrated, too deadly. We have keeping her contained until after ritual. Or we use her. Devon's voice from doorway. He's been listening. Compulsion is designed triggering ritual day. 0 hour. That tells us when they're planning attacking. We can prepare, fortify, expect it. She'll still attack, under compulsion. She won't be able stopping herself. Then we make sure we're ready, make sure ritual is far enough along her attack doesn't matter. Morgan shakes head. Too risky. If she reaches Mara during critical phase, disrupts energy flow, everyone dies. They're debating Sylvia's life while she sits between them. Listening. Understanding she's weapon she didn't know she was carrying. Break it. Sylvia's voice cuts through. Break compulsion. I'd rather dying now conscious and choosing than living until ritual day knowing I'm going hurting someone without being able stopping. Mara meets her eyes, sees terror, resolve. Decades of believing she was helping maintain order suddenly revealed as manipulation. If I break it might kill you. Backlash could be catastrophic. Then die trying, please. Don't let them use me. Not again. Mara looks at Kieran, at Morgan, at Devon. I need someone anchoring me. If backlash is bad, I'll need grounding. Kieran steps forward. I'll do it. You're needed for ritual. If this kills me, it won't. You can't know that. Neither can you, so we try. Together. He places hands on her shoulders. Gray eyes hold hers, steady, certain. You broke 6 generations curse structure. You survived 7 days compounds. You're carrying 3 impossible lives. You can break 1 more binding. Mara turns back to Sylvia. This will hurt, more than anything you've felt. Good, I've earned some pain. Mara reaches out, curse breaker ability engages fully. She touches dormant compulsion, feels structure, sophisticated, ancient, connected to kill switches she can barely perceive. She doesn't try unraveling. That would take hours, time they don't have. Instead, she does what her mother's research suggested. She attacks anchor points, places where compulsion connects to Sylvia's life force, severs them. All at once, compulsion screams. If magic could scream, sound exists in space between thought and sensation. Sylvia convulses, body arching off chair, blood vessels bursting in eyes, in nose, ears. Mara holds on, keeps cutting, keeps severing, feels backlash building. Wave of dark energy with nowhere going. Kieran's hands tighten on her shoulders, grounding her, own energy flowing in, stabilizing, supporting. Compulsion shatters. Sylvia collapses, unconscious, bleeding but breathing. Mara staggers. Kieran catches her, keeps her upright while curse breaker ability slowly powers down. Is she alive? Yes, Devon checks pulse, unconscious, injured, but alive. Healers rush in. Not Isolde. She's still recovering from own liberation. But others, they stabilize Sylvia, stop bleeding, transfer to medical wing. Mara sits down hard, abdomen aches. Triplets are agitated, moving frantically. They felt magical assault. Everyone's okay, she whispers to them, to herself, to impossible lives having become her reason fighting. We're okay. But she's not sure that's true. Week 19, 3 weeks until ritual. Citadel fortified. Warriors patrol every corridor. Morgan's surveillance network absolute. Nothing moves without observation. Thaddeus brings more warriors, 50 total, veterans who've fought curse-controlled enemies before, who understand stakes. Bonded pairs arrive in groups, carefully vetted, thoroughly questioned. Each pair represents decades of love, partnership, shared life. They've all lost someone to curse structures, all here ending what destroyed their families. Morgan drills them daily, teaching chant, energy flow, specific rhythmic breathing sustaining ritual for 4 hours needed. 4 hours? 240 minutes, 14,400 seconds channeling enough power creating artificial blood moon. Mara practices in room, learning being conduit, accepting energy without being consumed, directing it through children without harming them. Exhausting, terrifying, necessary. Personal moments become precious. One evening, she finds Kieran in library. He's reading his father's journal. the one ending with apology, plea to choose differently. She sits beside him, says nothing, just exists in proximity. I keep thinking about what Devin said, Kieran's voice quiet, that he loved me enough lying 30 years. And I don't know which is worse, betrayal or fact he genuinely thought he was helping. Maybe they're both true. How do I trust anyone again? If Devin could lie 3 decades, who else might be? You can't think like that. It will destroy you. It's destroying me anyway. Mara takes his hand, intertwines fingers, then be destroyed together. That's what this is. You and me, triplets, Morgan, even Devin in his twisted way. We're all broken people trying breaking broken system. None of us are doing it right. We're just doing it. Kieran's thumb brushes across her knuckles. When did you get wise? When I stopped dying and started living. They sit in silence. Library around them holds thousands of books, thousands of stories, thousands of attempts making sense of existence. Their story is just one more, but it's theirs. Another evening, Morgan finds Mara in ritual chamber. She's studying carved symbols, trying understanding flow. Your mother would be proud. Morgan's ancient voice echoes off stone. My mother is dead. Dead can still be proud. I've lived long enough knowing. Mara traces symbol with fingertip. It's warm, already charged with accumulated power. Do you think we'll survive this? I think you'll choose to. Whether that's enough remains seeing. Helpful. Morgan's dry laugh sounds like paper tearing. I'm 200 years old. Learn not making promises I can't keep. But I can tell you this, I've seen 3 other women attempt what you're attempting. All were afraid, all doubted, all died. You're afraid too, but you're not doubting. That's the difference. I doubt constantly. No, you question. That's different. Doubt paralyzes. Questions drive forward. You're still moving, still choosing, still fighting. That's what your mother gave you. Not certainty, momentum. Mara's hand moves to abdomen. Week 19. She looks overdue. Skin stretched, so tight it's translucent. She can see triplets moving. 3 distinct shadows, 3 separate lives. I'm terrified I'll fail them. Then fail spectacularly. Fail while trying everything. Fail while refusing surrendering. That's the only failure that matters. Kind coming from choosing, fighting anyway. Week 20, 10 days until ritual. Everything ready, chamber carved, bonded pairs trained, warriors positioned, surveillance active. Devin's network has mapped every communication channel architect uses. Every dead drop, every coded message. They know attack is coming. Know it will be multi-pronged. Know it will be designed overwhelming. What they don't know is final piece. Last agent. One person they haven't found. Answer comes Wednesday morning. Morgan's Ravens intercept message. Encrypted. But Devin breaks it 3 hours. Asset confirmed. Alpha Thaddeus Gray. Position external, commander. Objective collapse tunnel system if ritual succeeds. Bury all evidence. Acceptable casualties total. Words land like stones in dark water. Thaddeus, Alpha who sent Mara here. Who brought warriors. Who's been helping prepare defenses. Thaddeus, who has access to everything. Who knows every defensive position, every escape route, every structural weakness. Confrontation happens in war room. Present. Everyone who matters. Thaddeus doesn't deny, doesn't run. He sits at table and meets their eyes. I'm not architect, not circle. I'm terrified. Voice steady, raw, honest. Your mother believed if this succeeded would collapse all magical hierarchies. No more pack structures, no more bloodline authority. Chaos, anarchy. End of everything we've built over millennia. End of systems built on oppression. Mara's voice cold. End of cursed structures, killing women maintaining power. End of deliberate suffering. Yes, and also end of stability, of order, of predictable governance. Your mother saw it as liberation. I see it as collapse. Both things are true. So you've been reporting our progress. To who? To coalition, alphas believing old ways matter, who think change is dangerous, who want preserving what exists rather than gambling on what might come. You were going to kill us. Thaddeus's pause heavy. I was going to contain you. If ritual succeeded, if you survived orders were collapsing tunnels, trap you underground. Study what happened. Maybe find way reversing it. Bury us alive. Preserve everyone else. Kieran's voice granted. You sent her here, knowing this, knowing you'd report everything, knowing you might have killing her. Her mother begged me, made me swear. I kept that oath. I sent her to you, but I also kept my other obligation. To my pack, to stability. Both things are true. Mara stands, walks to where Thaddeus sits, looks down at this man playing both sides. Who's been trying honoring two incompatible promises? My mother trusted you. I know. She died believing you'd protect me. I did protect you. Got you here. Alive. Safe. Everything after that is consequences, choices, outcomes. You were going to bury me. I was going to preserve what I thought mattered more. Many over few, certain over possible. Mara's curse-breaker ability shows his bindings, but they're not compulsions, not control, just oaths, freely chosen, freely maintained. He's not being manipulated, he's choosing this. Get out, her voice absolute. Take your warriors, leave Citadel. If I see you again before ritual, I'll break every oath you've ever sworn, leave you with nothing but weight of your choices. Thaddeus stands. I'm sorry, for what it's worth. Sorry your mother died. Sorry you're in this position. Sorry world makes us choose between loyalty and change. Get out. He leaves, takes 50 warriors. They're gone within an hour. War room feels emptier, colder. Betrayal compounded by how reasonable Thaddeus made it sound. How logical. How almost justifiable. We're down 50 warriors. Devon's voice breaks silence. And he knows every defensive position, every structural detail. He can guide attack with perfect accuracy. Then we change positions, relocate guards, make his information obsolete. Kieran's already moving, already planning. Morgan, can we accelerate timeline? Ritual requires specific preparation. Moving up could destabilize entire structure. Can we do it? Morgan calculates. Ancient eyes distant. If we work through night, if nothing else goes wrong, if triplets cooperate, maybe we can perform it 8 days from now instead of 10. Then that's what we do. Next 8 days measured in exhaustion and determination. Ritual chamber modified, defensive positions relocated, guard rotations randomized. Everything Thaddeus knew rendered obsolete. Bonded pairs train 18 hours daily. Learning modified timeline. Altered energy flow. Adjusted rhythm. Mara grows. Week 21. She shouldn't be able moving, shouldn't be able breathing. But curse breaker resilience keeps her functional. Barely. Triplets are fully formed. Waiting, ready, she can feel their anticipation. Like they know, like they understand what's coming. Personal conversations become farewells disguised as planning. Rowan finds her on eastern ramparts. Evening. Stars performing eternal mathematics. I want you knowing, whatever happens tomorrow, you gave me 30 years I thought I'd lost. I would have died grateful just for that. Everything else is bonus. We're going to survive this. Maybe, but if we don't, I wanted saying it. You're not just saving yourself, you're saving everyone coming after. Every curse breaker getting to manifest without suppression, every woman not having to die in her 20s. That matters. That's worth it. Isolde corners her in medical wing. She's been avoiding Mara since compulsion broke. Since 15 years, false memories revealed themselves. I don't remember healing you. Don't remember examinations. Don't remember any of it. 15 years are just gone. Or maybe they're there, but they're not mine. They're what they made me do. I'm sorry. Don't be, you freed me. But I need you understanding something. If ritual goes wrong tomorrow, if I'm there as one of healers standing by, I won't let them take you again. Won't let them turn you into what they turned me into. I'll end it cleanly, mercifully, before they can use you. That's dark. That's love. Twisted, but love. Devon brings Mara her mother's journals. All of them, including one from sealed box. When this is over, you should burn these, or preserve them, or whatever feels right. But they're yours. Your mother's voice, her choices, her love. Don't let anyone else interpret them. Decide for yourself what they mean. Are you saying goodbye? I'm saying I'm sorry for 30 years lying, for loving Kieran wrong, for not trusting him making own choices, for being cautionary tale everyone points to. You tried protecting him. I tried controlling him. There's difference. I'm learning it too late. Kieran finds her night before ritual. She's in their shared room. Can't sleep. Can't rest. Triplets are active. Moving constantly. They know. Tomorrow everything changes. He doesn't speak. Just holds her. Hand on abdomen. Feeling lives they created. Lives that will either free them all or end them all. I love you. Words simple, absolute. I don't know when it happened. Somewhere between first compound and now, but I love you. And I love them. And I need you knowing. If this goes wrong, if I have choosing between you and mission, between you and breaking curse, I choose you. Every year's time, I choose you. Don't choose. Let me choose. Trust me choosing for myself. I'm trying. It's harder than my father made it look. Good. Hard means you're doing it right. They lie together, skin to skin, breathing synchronized. 3 lives between them. 3 impossible miracles waiting being born. Tomorrow they create artificial blood moon. Tomorrow they attempt what's never been done. Tomorrow they either break 150-year curse or die trying. But tonight they're just 2 people, holding each other, choosing each other, trusting each other. Tomorrow is soon enough for impossibility. Tonight is for this, for warmth, for presence, for love refusing to be reasonable. Outside guards patrol. Morgan carves final adjustments. Devon monitors intercepted messages. Rowan sleeps for first time in years without curse-induced nightmares. Isolde prepares medical supplies for outcomes she hopes won't happen. 50 bonded pairs breathe together, practice together, prepare giving everything together. And deep below, citadel in chamber carved from stone, older than memory symbols glow. Waiting, ready, charged with accumulated power and desperate hope. Blood moon is coming, not from sky, from them, from choice, from love, from refusal accepting what was designed before they existed. One more night, then everything changes. Or everything ends. Either way, they chose this, together. That has to count for something. It has to. Dawn arrives with weight of endings. Mara wakes to contractions. Not labor, not yet. Just her body's warning time is running out. Triplets have reached their limit. They're ready. Whether world is ready for them doesn't matter. Kieran is already awake, dressed. Gray eyes hold particular stillness, meaning he's been planning for hours. It's time. I know. She rises, slowly. Body no longer cooperates with urgency. Week 21. She looks overdue by 2 months. Looks like carrying triplets should look. Except it's happened in halftime. Walk to ritual chamber takes 20 minutes. Guards escort them. Silent. Grim. They know what today costs. What today might buy. Chamber is transformed. 3 levels below citadel. Carved from single piece of bedrock. Symbols cover every surface. Glowing faintly. Charged with weeks of preparation. 50 bonded pairs stand in concentric circles. 100 people. Ages ranging from 20 to 70. All here because cursed structures destroyed someone they loved. All here ending what they couldn't prevent. Morgan stands at chamber's edge. Ancient. Certain. Energy flow begins moment you enter center circle. Once started, can't be stopped. 4 hours minimum. If you collapse before, then backlash kills everyone within half mile. Understood. If labor starts during ritual, you have maintaining conduit. Breaking concentration breaks everything. I understand. If children are born before 4 hours complete, curse won't break fully. They'll be vulnerable, rebendable. I understand. Morgan's expression softens fractionally. Your mother would be proud. My mother is dead because people like Architect decided her life mattered less than their plans. Today that ends. Mara walks to center. Kieran takes position at northern point. Anchor. Foundation. Everything builds from. Morgan begins chant, low, rhythmic. Bonded pairs join. 50 voices becoming one voice. 100 hearts beating synchronized. Energy rises. Visible. Tangible. Flowing from pairs toward center. Toward Mara. She opens herself to it. Lets it in. Curse breaker ability engaging fully. Becoming conduit. Channel. Pathway for power could destroy cities. Artificial blood moon begins manifesting overhead. Not in sky, in chamber itself. Crimson light. Growing. Spreading. Creating conditions haven't existed naturally in 6 months. Curse responds. Remnants still clinging to Mara. To triplets. Black veins appear on her skin. Fighting. Curse's last defense against extinction. Pain explodes through abdomen. Real labor this time. Not warning. Arrival. Triplets are coming. Now, during ritual, while she's channeling enough power leveling mountains, she grits teeth, maintains concentration. Energy flow can't break. Won't break. She refuses. Above ground attack begins. Thaddeus Gray's intelligence was perfect. Architect's forces strike at 6 points simultaneously. Diversionary tactics, designed pulling guards away from critical areas. But Devon's counterintelligence was better. He mapped every attack vector, repositioned every guard. What Architect thinks is surprise is actually expected. First wave hits Northern Gate, 12 trained fighters. They meet 30 warriors ready for them. Battle is brief, brutal, decisive. Second wave targets Eastern Wall, makes it 50 feet before arrows drop half their number. Rest retreat. Third wave is smarter. Infiltrate through old tunnels. Passages Thaddeus would have told them about. Except Devon collapsed those tunnels 3 days ago. They arrive at cave-ins instead of access points. But fourth wave succeeds. 5 elite fighters, moving like shadows. Bypass outer defenses. Reach Citadel proper. Head towards stairs leading down. Devon intercepts personally. He's 58. They're all under 30. He shouldn't stand chance. He holds them 7 minutes. Long enough for reinforcements arriving. Long enough for them contained. But one gets past, reaches first level below ground, then second, then third, heading toward Ritual Chamber, toward Mara, toward concentrated power would kill everyone if disrupted. In Chamber Artificial, Blood Moon reaches full manifestation. Crimson light floods everything. Curse structures become visible. Not just on Mara, on everyone. Every person in Chamber carries some remnant, some binding, some suppression. Mara sees them all, her curse breaker ability expanding. No longer just personal, radiating, affecting everyone in proximity. Energy flow intensifies. Bonded pairs pouring everything they have into center. Into her, into children she's trying birthing, while maintaining conduit could kill her if she falters. Another contraction. Massive. Overwhelming. Body trying expelling 3 lives while she's channeling enough power creating artificial celestial events. She screams. Can't help it. Sound echoes off stone walls. But she doesn't break concentration. Doesn't let energy flow falter. Kieran feels her pain through bond they've formed, connection created through conception and compound and choice. He wants going to her, wants helping, but can't leave position. Anchor point depends on his stability. Hold on, voice carries across chamber. You're doing it. Curse is breaking. I can see it. Hold on. Fifth attacker reaches chamber entrance. Not trained fighter. Sylvia, walking, eyes glazed. Dormant compulsion activated despite being broken. Or maybe because it was broken. Maybe Mara's attempt damaged it wrong, triggered it early. Sylvia enters chamber. Hands glow with dark energy. Not healing magic. Killing magic. Ancient, precise. Designed for one purpose. Termination of primary target and offspring. She walks toward Mara. Past bonded pairs. They're locked in chant. In energy flow. Can't break concentration without killing everyone. Devon arrives at entrance behind Sylvia, sees what's happening, understands immediately. Compulsion is using Sylvia as weapon. And Mara can't defend herself without breaking conduit. Can't stop channeling without killing everyone in chamber. Devon runs, not toward Sylvia, toward Mara, putting himself between weapon and target. Forgive me. He says it to Kieran, to Mara, to himself. For 30 years lying, for loving wrong, for trying, protecting you by controlling you. Forgive me for being lesson instead of hero. Sylvia's hands touch his back. Dark energy transfers, designed for Mara, hitting Devon instead. He gasps, falls, magic tears through him, shredding, destroying, but it's spent, used, gone. Sylvia collapses beside him, compulsion released. Free for first time in seconds, felt like eternity. She crawls to Devon. No, I didn't want. I couldn't stop. I know. Devon's voice fading, blood on lips. Not your fault, not your choice. But mine is. I choose this. I choose being what I should have been 30 years ago. Someone who protects by sacrificing, not by controlling. He looks toward Kieran, can barely see through failing vision. You were right, about everything. Trust her. Trust yourself. Trust that love means letting go, not holding tight. Eyes close, breathing stops. Devon Cross, Beta, Spy, Father Figure, Cautionary Tale, dead at 58, by choice. For love expressed only way he finally understood how. Sylvia weeps over his body, freed from compulsion by his sacrifice, freed from 4 decades being used, freed too late changing anything except fact she's free. Artificial blood moon flares brighter, as if acknowledging sacrifice, as if magic itself respects what Devon chose. Mara feels his death through curse breaker connection, feels every curse structure in chamber respond, feels something shift in fundamental nature of working. Devon's sacrifice wasn't just physical, was magical. His life force given freely adds to ritual, fuels it, transforms it from theory into inevitability. Curse structures don't just break, they shatter. Completely. Absolutely. Template itself dissolving. But Mara sees more. Curse breaker ability fully manifested, enhanced by artificial blood moon, expanded by energy flowing through her. She doesn't just see curse on herself, on triplets. She sees all of them, every curse structure in existence. Thousands, across territories, across generations, all connected to single template, single source point, and she understands. She can break just her curse, save herself and children, ensure their freedom. Or she can break template, end all of them, free everyone. But energy required would be catastrophic. For her, maybe for children, maybe for everyone in chamber. Choice her mother never had, choice Devon just made. Choice defining who she becomes. Another contraction. First child crowning. Arya, coming whether Mara is ready or not. Kieran's voice carries across chamber. Don't do it. Break yours. Save yourself. Save them. That's enough. But Rowan's voice joins. Steady, certain. Break mine too. I've lived 29 years dying. Give me reason. Give everyone reason. Then bonded pairs, one by one. Voices joining. Free everyone, whatever it costs. 50 couples. 100 voices. Choosing many over few. Mara looks at energy flowing through her. At template, she can see clearly now. At 6 generations of women standing behind her. Mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, all way back to Miranda. All watching, waiting. She makes her choice. She doesn't just channel energy, she weaponizes it. Traces template back to source. Not place, not person. Something else. Architect. She sees them now. Not villain, not organization. Collective consciousness. Dozens of ancient curse breakers. Long dead. Existing only as magical remnants. Bound together by guilt and purpose. In 300 years trying fixing one catastrophic mistake. They tried ending all curses 3 centuries ago. Failed. Killed thousands. Backlash destroyed everything they loved. So they bound themselves together. Became something neither alive nor dead. Spent 3 centuries trying creating conditions for one perfect attempt. They engineered, tested, refined, eliminated failures. Created Mara. Perfect curse breaker. One who could succeed where they failed, but they couldn't account for choice. Couldn't design for love. Couldn't control variable Corinne introduced by teaching her daughter deciding instead of obeying. Now Mara stands at moment they created, holding power they gave her, facing choice they tried predetermining. And she chooses differently. She doesn't just break template, she thanks it, acknowledges 300 years guilt-driven purpose, honors ancient curse breakers who became architect because they couldn't live with their failure. You tried, you failed, you tried again, for 3 centuries. That's enough. You can rest now. She shatters template. In doing so releases architect. Collective consciousness dissolves, not destroyed, freed, finally allowed stopping trying, finally permitted resting. Energy explosion is catastrophic. Radiates outward from Mara. Through chamber, through citadel, through valley. Racing across territories in waves of liberation. Every curse structure based on template dissolves, simultaneously, completely, irreversibly. Young curse breakers manifest abilities first time. Elderly wolves feel bindings lift after 60 years. Women cursed with infertility wake to possibilities they thought stolen. Men cursed with rage find peace. Children cursed before birth feel nothing but freedom. 847 curse breakers wake to their power in single moment. Across world. All at once. Architects' 3-century experiment finally succeeding. Just not how they planned. In chamber backlash hits. Artificial blood moon explodes. Crimson light becoming white fire. Bonded pairs thrown backward. Half unconscious, half bleeding, and all alive. Barely. Morgan maintains containment structure through sheer will and 200 years experience. Keeps explosion from destroying citadel. From killing everyone above ground. From erasing valley. Kieran collapses at anchor point. Grounding cost him everything. He's alive, but depleted, empty. Will take weeks recovering. And Mara births first child. Rhea emerges screaming, silver skin shimmering, born during magical explosion. Born free, born impossible, born anyway. Isolde's there, healer freed from compulsion. Catches Arya, clears airways, wraps her in cloth, somehow survived blast. One bushel, voice steady despite tears streaming. One perfect free child. Second child follows minutes later, sudden calm after explosion. Kael, quiet, gray eyes opening immediately, staring at everything with focus unnerving and newborn, studying world he entered, learning it, understanding it. 2. Isolde's hands shaking now, professional composure cracking. 2 miracles. Third child takes longer, Mara's body beyond exhausted, beyond pain, beyond capacity, but she pushes anyway, one more. One more impossible life. Luna arrives as artificial blue moon's remnants fade completely. She doesn't cry. Opens dark knowing eyes, looks around destroyed chamber, at unconscious bonded pairs, at Kieran collapsed at anchor point, at her mother bleeding and exhausted and victorious. And Luna smiles. 3. Isolde's voice breaks completely. 3 children who shouldn't exist. 3 lives that just freed world. But Mara is hemorrhaging. Energy expenditure, birth, magical backlash, everything happening simultaneously. Body giving everything. Maybe too much. She's fading. Can feel it. Edges going dark. Pain receding into something distant. Peaceful. Isolde's hands glow with healing magic, but not enough. Nowhere near enough. Damage too extensive. Bleeding too severe. I need help. Someone. Anyone. She's dying. Rowan appears. Staggering. Curse breaking freed him completely, but backlash hit him hard. Take mine. Whatever you need. I wouldn't have any life force giving without her. His energy flows into Isolde. Through her, into Mara. Slows bleeding. Doesn't stop it. Not enough. More people stagger forward. Bonded pairs. Wounded. Depleted. But conscious. Choosing. Take ours. And ours. Take what you need. 1 by 1, 2 by 2. 50 couples giving what little they have left. Because Mara gave everything. Because she chose them. Collective healing takes 6 hours. Slow, careful, sustained by dozens of people who would have died without her. Who refused letting her die, having saved them. Sylvia joins, freed from compulsion. 4 decades healing knowledge finally used voluntarily. I can't undo 40 years. Can't bring back people I killed under their control. But I can do this. I can help save one life. Please, let me help. Together they stabilize Mara. Stop bleeding, repair damage, heal what can be healed. Rest will take time. Rest, recovery. But she lives, breathing, unconscious, surrounded by 3 babies who weren't supposed to exist. Who do anyway? Who freed world by being born? Mara wakes 18 hours later. First thing she sees is Kieran, sitting beside bed, exhausted, holding Luna, other 2 in bassinets nearby, all 3 clean, fed, perfect. You almost died. Voice rough, unused, wrecked. Healing took 6 hours, 50 people giving you what little energy they had left. You almost died. But I didn't. No, because they chose you. Because after you chose them, they refused letting you go. Mara tries sitting up. Body protests. Everything hurts, but she manages. Kieran helps. Careful. Gentle. She looks at 3 bassinets. At 3 lives that changed everything. Tell me about them. Arya was born screaming. Hasn't stopped making her opinions known since. Silver skin like curse patterns made beautiful. She's fierce. Determined. Already trying lifting her head. Kael came quiet. Studies everything. His eyes follow movement with intensity almost frightening a newborn. He's strategist, observer. One who will see things others miss. Luna was born smiling. She doesn't cry, just watches with those dark, knowing eyes. Like she understands something rest of us don't. Like she came into this world already wise. Kieran sets Luna in Mara's arms. Weight is real, solid. Proof that impossible happened anyway. We need naming them formally. For records, for history, for them. Mara looks at silver-skinned daughter who screams at injustice. Arya, for my mother, modified. She wouldn't want exact replication. She'd want evolution. For Devon, who spent 30 years trying protecting wrong, who died protecting right, who learned lesson too late but learned it anyway. His redemption matters. Your choice. Mara studies dark-eyed child who smiles at chaos, who entered world knowing, who looks at destruction and finds hope. Luna. For moon we created, for light coming after darkness, for hope refusing to be reasonable. Kieran takes her hand. They're free. All three. Curse broke completely. They'll never know suppression. Never know being told they're less than whole. Never know being someone's weapon. And everyone else. Morgan's network is reporting from across territories. 847 curse breakers awakened yesterday. During ritual, when you shattered template, some old, some young, all suddenly able accessing abilities suppress their entire lives. He stands, walks to window. Circle collapsed, council dissolved. Architect is gone. 3 organizations existed for centuries. Just gone. Devon chose first. Devon showed you it was possible. You chose doing it completely. Reports arrive over next days, each one more confirming than last. Architects' collective consciousness dissolved peacefully. Ancient curse breakers finally released from 300 years guilt-driven purpose. Finally allowed resting. Circle's leadership died from oath backlash. Same oaths keeping them loyal killed them when structure they protected dissolved. Poetic, brutal, final. Council's members scattered. Without curse, structures protecting against their purpose evaporated. Some disappeared. Some turned themselves in. Some killed themselves rather than facing what they'd done. Thaddeus Gray was found in Gray March territory. Dead. Suicide. Note left behind. I was wrong about everything. I chose stability over freedom, order over justice, fear over hope. I chose wrong. Let this be last sacrifice Old Way requires. His warriors returned to their packs, leaderless, lost, trying figuring what governance looks like when cursed structures can't enforce it. Sylvia was tried, but trial was complicated. How do you punish someone for crimes committed under compulsion? Crimes they don't remember choosing. Crimes they spent 4 decades thinking were healing. Answers: you don't. You let them heal others. You let them atone through action. You let them choose who they become now that they're free choosing. Isolde opened Healing Center for people recovering from compulsion, from cursed structure damage, from 40 years being someone else. Sylvia works there, learning using healing knowledge voluntarily, learning who she is without them in her head. Rowan started training new curse breakers, teaching them control, teaching them ethics, teaching them that power without wisdom is just another form of oppression. 847 students, all learning simultaneously, all grateful, all determined, using their abilities, freeing rather than binding. Morgan documented everything. 200 years experience finally applied to recording liberation instead of oppression. Her archives will teach generations. Will ensure this never happens again. Will preserve memory of 6 generations of women who died so 7th could free everyone. 5 years later, training grounds are full. Spring morning, children everywhere, learning, growing, becoming. Aria is 5. Silver skin still shimmers when light hits right. She's teaching young curse breaker. Girl, 8, newly manifested, scared of her power. You don't force it. Aria's voice patient, serious beyond years. You ask curse why it's there. Then you listen. It always tells you. They want being broken. They're tired too. Girl tries, fumbles, gets frustrated. Aria waits, patient. Again, you're trying controlling it. You can't control liberation. You can only offer it. Try again. Kale is in library, massive. Expanded 3 times in 5 years, accommodating demand. He's translating ancient texts with Kieran. 5 years old. Reading at levels should be impossible. Understanding concepts taking adults decades. This word doesn't mean control, means care. Small finger traces symbol. Someone translated wrong. Made it about domination. But it's about stewardship. Looking after. Not owning. Kieran looks at his son. Sees himself. Sees Mara. Sees something new entirely. You're right. That changes everything about this text. Good catch. Words matter. Getting them right matters. Luna is in garden, with Mara and Morgan, planting herbs, medicinal, magical, kind that heal without binding. When can I help with real curses? Luna asks. 4th time this week. Always same question. When you understand. Morgan's ancient voice carries patience, survived 2 centuries. Breaking curses isn't about power. It's about knowing when to break and when to heal. Some things need shattering. Some things need mending. Knowing difference is wisdom. Power without wisdom is just another tyranny. But I want helping now. Then help here. These herbs will heal hundreds, maybe thousands. Help reaching across years. That's real power, not flashy kind that lasts. Luna considers, returns to planting, careful, methodical, learning patience along with purpose. Visitor arrives, interrupts routine. Woman, 65, walks with cane but stands straight. Name is Patricia Graham. She finds Mara in garden. My curse broke 5 years ago. During blood moon birth, I'd been bound 40 years. Curse of suppressed joy. Couldn't feel happiness without physical pain. Learned stopping trying. Learned existing in gray. Functional but empty. She wipes tears. For 40 years. Then one morning, I woke and felt sunshine on my face and it didn't hurt. Felt my granddaughter hug me and it didn't hurt. I laughed and it didn't hurt. First time since I was 25. I felt joy without punishment. And now I have 3 grandchildren. I'm at their birthday parties. I laugh at their jokes. I cry at their graduations. I'm alive. Really alive. First time in 4 decades. She takes Mara's hand. I came saying thank you. For choosing us. For breaking what they said was unbreakable. For making joy possible again. More visitors come. Throughout week. Throughout month. Throughout 5 years. People whose curses dissolved. Who felt bindings lift. Who woke to abilities they didn't know they could have. Who found freedom they thought stolen forever. Each one with story. Each one with gratitude. Each one proof that Mara's choice mattered beyond own survival. Evening, Eastern Ramparts. Same place Mara stood 5 years ago, making decisions would change everything. Kieran joins her, puts arm around waist. They watch courtyard below. Watch Arya teaching. Kale reading. Luna planting. Watch hundreds of people learning, being free. 5 more territories requested help today. Kieran's voice tired but content. Rowan's training 30 new teachers, but demand keeps growing. We can barely keep up. Good, that means it's working. Means people want liberation, want learning, want changing. It never ends though, work, requests, need. No, but that's the point. We keep choosing, keep helping, keep passing it forward. That's how healing works, not single moment, lifetime of moments, connected, cumulative. Kieran turns her facing him. Do you regret it? Choice you made, you almost died. You gave up quiet safety for loud danger, for constant demands, for never being done. Every day. Mara's smile soft, real. And I'd make same choice every day. Because look at them. She gestures to courtyard, to 3 5-year-olds who shouldn't exist. Who do. Who are teaching others. Who are becoming something their mother was told was impossible. They'll never know being someone's weapon. Never know being less than whole. Never know weight of being cursed before birth. That's worth it. That's worth everything. 3 small figures in courtyard below. Arya demonstrating curse-breaking technique. Kale explaining translation nuances. Luna asking Morgan about wisdom versus power. 3 distinct lives. 3 distinct paths. All choosing liberation. All teaching others choosing it too. Your mother would be proud. Kieran's voice quiet. Certain. My mother is dead, but yes, she would be. Because I chose what she couldn't. Sun sets, painting everything in shades of ending. But endings are just beginnings viewed differently. We should go in. Dinner, family time, ordinary moments that matter more than dramatic ones. They walk back together, through corridors that 5 years ago were battlegrounds. Through rooms witnessed curse-breaking and birth and sacrifice and liberation. Through home that became sanctuary. Through sanctuary that became movement. At dinner, 3 children talk over each other, Arya describing teaching success. Kale explaining translation discovery. Luna asking about next lesson. Ordinary chaos, ordinary noise, ordinary life. Kind of ordinary that 6 generations of women died making possible. Kind of ordinary existing because someone chose breaking what was supposed to be unbreakable. After dinner, after children asleep, Mara returns to her mother's journals. She reads them differently now, not looking for answers, looking for connection, looking for a woman who made today possible by dying quietly. Final entry, one written 3 days before poison finished its work. My dearest Mara, if you're reading this, I'm dead. I'm sorry. But I'm also at peace because I know you'll reach him. I know you'll choose. I know you'll break what I couldn't. Not because you're stronger than me, because you have what I couldn't give you. Time, information, choice. I died buying you those gifts. Use them well. Choose loudly. Choose the future I couldn't. And know that every moment of your life has been precious to me. Every breath, every choice, every impossible victory. You're my daughter. But more than that, you're proof that love can break curses, that sacrifice can matter, that choosing liberation over safety is always right, even when it costs everything. I love you. I've always loved you. I'll love you beyond death, beyond time, beyond everything. Your mother, Corinne. Mara closes journal, carefully, reverently. I chose the future mother, just like you taught me. Thank you for dying so I could live. Thank you for choosing to buy me time. Thank you for teaching me that some things are worth everything. I'm living life you couldn't. I'm raising children you never got to meet. I'm breaking curses you couldn't touch. And every moment, every choice, every impossible victory, I carry you with me. Thank you. She returns journal to its place, beside her mother's other writings, beside research that cost life, beside love that transforms sacrifice into revolution. Kieran finds her there, holds her, says nothing. Sometimes silence is only language adequate for grief and gratitude existing simultaneously. Outside, stars perform their eternal work. Indifferent, beautiful, constant. Inside, family sleeps. Ordinary, impossible, free. And across territories, 847 curse breakers dream of liberation, of teaching, of passing forward what they were given, of being proof that systems can break, that oppression can end, that choosing everyone is strength compounded. Blood moon rises, real one this time. Not artificial, not forced, just natural celestial event. Painting world crimson, beautiful, ordinary, free, just like everything else can be. When someone chooses breaking what needs breaking, when someone chooses love over fear, when someone chooses